With this video, I will demonstrate how to create a treatment plan and how to generate a contract from that treatment plan using Quick Ceph Office. With the patient's record open, click on the Diagnosis and Treatment Plan option under the Treatment menu on the left side of the screen. You can see that there are no treatment plans entered for this patient, so click the Plus New button to bring up a new treatment plan form. First, let's enter the patient's chief complaint. In this case, it's crowding. I'm going to hit the Tab button now that I'm done entering text in that field. It's always a good idea to use your Tab button after completing a text field. Now we'll pick the appropriate treatment plan from the Treatment Type drop-down menu. This list is completely customizable in your Preferences and Setup section under Reference Data. We will cover that in a separate video. In this case, we're going to choose Comprehensive. You can pick your plan name from the drop-down list, or you can click in the field to type. In this case, I'm going to click the Smile with a More Confidence plan name. You can add notes in the Notes field if required. And again, I will use my Tab key. On the right side of the screen, you'll see the estimation of treatment time. We're going to set up 24 appointments over a minimum of 24 months with a maximum of 30 months and 12 months in retention. The only one of our default values that needs to be changed is the appointment count, so we'll change that one to 24. And then I will tab through them. If I were to change the minimum treatment months, I would do so here, but we'd like 24. And the maximum treatment months as well, and the patient will have 12 months in retention. These start date and end dates are listed on the right. Moving down to the Procedures area, we can enter all the procedures that will be included in this treatment plan. You can add each procedure by clicking on the Plus New button to open up the Planned Treatment Procedure editor. Click on the little magnifying glass to display a list of your procedures. Again, this list is customizable in your Preferences and Setup area under Fee Schedule. Click once to select the procedure that you are going to use, and then click the Choose button. When entering procedures, the procedure name, the fee code, and the unit fee are required. The other fields, such as placement code and placement dates, are optional and only required for specific insurance claims. This information can always be edited before submitting the insurance claim. If I want to choose a placement code, I simply click on the drop-down list and I choose the code from here. In this case, it is an initial placement. When I click the Save button, you now see that procedure up in the procedure list. If I want to delete this, I can highlight it by clicking once and then clicking the Delete button and confirming the deletion. A treatment plan is always made up of one or more procedures. You can add all the procedures involved in the treatment the same way we just did that one, or you can use a saved template. Saving a set of procedures as a template is very easy. You will simply add all the procedures to the list and then click the Save as Template button. In the future, you can use that template to save time. To open a saved template, simply click the Templates button, and it will bring you a list of all the templates you have saved. In this case, we have only saved one, Smile with More Confidence, so we're going to select that one by clicking the Choose button. You see that your procedures area is now fully populated with items from that saved template. If you wanted to remove one specific procedure from this template, you would simply highlight it and click Delete. If you needed to edit it, you would simply highlight it and click Edit. The lower part of the window contains diagnostic findings, which are imported from Quick Ceph Studio. You can manually activate the treatment plan in this window by pressing the Activate Plan button, but that is only used for special circumstances. When we record this contract later in the video, it will automatically activate the treatment plan for us. Now let's go ahead and create a contract for this patient. Choose Contracts from the Financial menu on the left side of the screen. This will open the Financial Arrangements page. On the right side, you will see that we don't yet have a guarantor selected for this patient. We will click the New button to select a guarantor. If there is no guarantor on record, as is in the case right now, you can click Add Guarantor, which will open up the Parties section of the patient record. We then find Billy's father, who we know is going to be the guarantor. We highlight his name and we click the box next to the guarantor. Now we go back to our contract by clicking on the Contracts option under the Financial menu. Go back to the plus New button under Guarantor, and we have William Custer, the biological father, listed as the guarantor, and we choose him. You can have multiple guarantors on a single contract and split the fee between them, but in this case there is only the one, so we will click the Choose button. And this has added him to the guarantor portion of the financial arrangements. The top of this window will show you the total treatment fee as well as the amount the guarantor is responsible for, which in this case is the total amount. You can enter any discounts by clicking in the appropriate checkbox. The discount can be entered either as a percentage or as a dollar amount. If there was an estimated amount that insurance was going to pay, you would click in this insurance box and then you would enter that amount in the field next to it. In this case, there is no insurance involved, but we do want to set up an installment plan. So on the Payment Options list, click and hold to see the list and then select Installment Plan. In the Initial Payment Amount field, you want to enter the amount that they are going to pay today, and in this case it's going to be $750. I will press Tab after entering that amount. We are going to present the contract today, so click on the calendar to select today as the contract presentation date. We are also going to sign the contract today, so we'll do the same thing there. One of our staff members will be the witness to this contract, so we will select her name from the drop-down list. And of course, we can add any applicable notes in the Notes field and hit Tab. We're going to set up the payment schedule by clicking on the Quick Worksheet button. A worksheet with all the pertinent information for the payment schedule is displayed, and you can adjust the values as needed. In this case, Billy's father is paying $750 for an initial payment. The payment frequency will be monthly. This drop-down list is also customizable. When building the worksheet, you can either specify the dollar amount for each payment, and this will tell you how many months it will take. So if I wanted the installment amounts to be $300, I would enter that amount, press the Tab key, and it tells me that the number of installments will be 20 installments of $300 with a larger payment at the end. The first installment due date is set automatically to be the first day of the month following the contract being created. We will leave it at that for this case. When all the settings are correct, simply click the Apply button. Sometimes the last payment will be a great deal larger than the other payments. You can manually make this last payment the same amount as the other payments and then add a new payment to the bottom of the list to take care of the remaining amount. To do this, click once to select that payment, and on the right side, adjust the amount. $300, and then I'm going to hit Tab. And you see that the last payment has been changed to $300, but we do have a remaining amount that we need to take care of. We will add a new payment by clicking the New button, and we'll enter that amount in the Amount field and hit the Tab button. And you see we have added a final payment of $130, and it leaves our remaining amount at $0, right as it should be. Now let's preview the contract by clicking the Contract Preview button. And then, as directed on the screen, we will click the Create Preview from Worksheet button to start the preview. We would like to see the installment plan, so we select it by clicking once and then we click the Choose button. You can manually type changes on the contract at this point, and those changes will only apply to this contract. If you wish to make global changes to the contract, you can do that in the Letter Template section of the Preferences and Setup window. Changes made in the Letter Template section will be applied to all future contracts you create. Changes made on this screen will only apply to this contract. Once you've reviewed the contract with the guarantor and everything is correct, click the Record Contract button in the upper right-hand corner of the window. An alert window will be displayed with some important information in it. The first thing it's telling us is that we have not activated our treatment plan. If we will want to click this box, which will activate the treatment plan when we record the contract. The initial placement date is automatically entered for 1 week from today. The alert window is also telling us that the treatment start date on record is 5/7/2015, and we can change that later. It is telling us the contract will take effect upon recording, and the contract status will be changed to active. And it is assuming that the contract has been reviewed and accepted by the guarantor. We can now click the Record button. Another alert will be displayed asking us if we would like to post the contract fee. We do, so we're going to click the Post button. From this screen, you can also print or email a copy of the contract. You can also set up an auto payment here if you desire, and you are using Venco or OrthoBank. Now, select Ledger from the Financial menu. You see that the ledger is now displayed on your screen. You can see all of the details of the contract here. The total fee, the current charges which he is paying, the fact that no payments have been made. There is a $750 balance on the current charges because we have not yet accepted his payment for that initial payment. And the fee remaining, which is the same as the initial fee because nothing's been paid. Any past due charges will be listed under the Ledger Amounts Due area. Now let's take the initial payment from the guarantor. Click the Payment button at the bottom of the screen. In this case, he would like to pay part of it on a credit card and part of it on a check. So, for the description, we are going to pick card. And we're going to enter the amount he paid on his credit card, which in this case is $500. In the reference field, we're going to put the type of card he used, and in the notes, we're going to make any notes that are required. And then we'll click the Post button. Now you see that the payment is shown in the ledger as being on the card, $500 with a balance remaining of $250. He would like to pay the rest of the fee using a check, so we'll enter another payment by clicking the Payment button, change the description to check, put in the amount, which in this case will be $250. For the reference number, we're going to put in the check number. And again, we could add any notes. And hit the Tab key and then click Post. Once anything is posted to the ledger, the description and the amounts cannot be changed, but the notes can be changed. You can also reverse an accidental transaction, provided this is done by the person who posted it before the end of the business day. After that day, it can no longer be reversed, but you can always post an adjustment to remove or adjust it. If you do want to revert the last transaction, you will simply click to highlight it and then click Revert Last Transaction. A very helpful function on this screen is the ad hoc billing statement. If you click this button, you will be able to print a statement immediately instead of waiting for the automatically generated statements that are generated monthly. You can also print a receipt for any individual payment using the button at the bottom, or email a receipt using the button at the bottom. These receipts are customizable in your letter template section of the Preferences setup area. As always, if you have any questions for our support staff, please don't hesitate to call or email. We are always happy to help. Thank you.